Welcome to Inner Fire Motivation Story. Subscribe my channel, like and share my video.
In a small forgotten town in Texas, there lived a 19-year-old girl named Emily Carter. Emily wasn't poor. She was invisible. Her father, Robert Carter, worked at a gas station. Her mother, Linda Carter, cleaned hotel rooms. Money wasn't just tight. It was suffocating. Emily had one dream: to move to New York City. Not to party, not to chase fame, but to build something. Something big. Something hers. The year Emily turned 20, her father lost his job. Bills stacked like unpaid promises. Electricity was cut. One night, her parents argued about selling the house. Emily stood outside and looked at the dark sky.
We have to sell.
But this is our home. I will not let this be our ending.
With $800 in savings, she bought a one-way bus ticket to New York. New York didn't welcome her. It challenged her. She slept in her car for 3 months. Her car became her bedroom, her office, her shelter. She worked at a diner owned by Marcus. The first winter in New York City nearly broke Emily Carter. Snow covered the streets. But inside her car, it felt like ice lived in her bones. She wrapped herself in 2 old blankets. Her breath turned into fog. Some nights, she didn't sleep. She just survived. She would park near a 24-hour grocery store so she wouldn't feel unsafe. One night, security knocked on her window. "You can't sleep here." She drove away quietly. Tears fell. But she didn't quit. There were days Emily had only coffee. Not because she liked it. Because it was cheap. She learned to drink water when hungry. She learned to silence her stomach. But she never silenced her ambition. At the diner, Marcus Hill once asked, "Why don't you go back home? This city eats people alive." She answered calmly, "I'm not food." Marcus looked at her differently that day. For the first time, someone saw strength. Inside her car, she kept one notebook. She called it Plan E. E for Emily. E for escape. E for empire. She wrote goals. Save $10,000. Learn online marketing. Build a brand. Never depend on anyone. Every night, she wrote affirmations. I will win. I will rise. I am not average. While others scrolled social media, she built her future quietly. Emily met a girl named Sarah Collins at work. Sarah acted supportive, encouraging, friendly. When Emily shared her clothing brand idea, Sarah secretly copied it, launched something similar, even mocked Emily behind her back. For 2 days, Emily felt broken, not because of competition, but because of trust. Then she remembered something she once read about Oprah Winfrey. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Instead of fighting Sarah, she improved her idea. Better designs, better marketing, better storytelling. Pain became power. One cold evening, exhausted after work, Emily filmed a short video in her car. No makeup, no lighting, just honesty. She said, "I sleep in this car, but one day, I will own a store on 5th Avenue. She uploaded it, went to sleep. The next morning, 50,000 views. By evening, 500,000. By the end of the week, millions. People weren't buying clothes. They were buying belief. Orders flooded her tiny online store, Rise Street. Her phone kept buzzing. Notifications, messages, support. Strangers wrote, "You inspire me. I cried watching your story. Don't stop." For the first time, the city that ignored her noticed her. Success did not arrive gently. With growth came stress, shipping delays, angry customers, production mistakes, factories demanding advance payments. She almost lost everything when one shipment failed quality checks. She sat on the warehouse floor at midnight, alone, overwhelmed, and whispered, "Is this too big for me?" Then she remembered her car, the cold, the hunger, the humiliation, and she stood up. "If I survive that, I can survive this." At 25, Emily went back to Texas, not on a bus, but in her own black SUV. She paid off her parents' debts, bought them a new house. Her father cried. Her mother whispered, "You didn't just change your life. You changed ours." Sometimes you don't need money. You need courage. Sometimes you don't need support. You need belief. And sometimes you don't need comfort. You need fire. By age 24, Emily Carter wasn't surviving anymore. She was building. She hired 3 employees, then 10, then 20. Influencers started wearing Rise Street. Celebrities reposted her brand. People compared her journey to entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, not because of money, but because of resilience. 5 years after sleeping in her car, Emily stood on 5th Avenue, looking at a storefront with her brand name on it. Rise Street. Lights shining. Glass clean. People walking in. She touched the door gently and whispered, "This is for the girl who froze in her car." At the grand opening, she said, "Success is not talent. It's tolerance. Tolerance for pain, for rejection, for loneliness, for hunger. If you can tolerate more than others, you will rise above others." I was not the smartest, not the richest, not the most connected, but I refused to break. And that made all the difference. She didn't escape poverty. She outworked it.
Bye-bye to Inner Fire Motivation Story. Subscribe my channel, like and share my video.